Now, believe it or not, shooting cocaine isn't that cool when you're locked up. It ain't cool to shoot cocaine in jail. Really, shooting cocaine is not cool anywhere. I don't know why it was one of my favorite pastimes as a young drug addict man, but it was. I always liked to shoot cocaine, and you know, I had done it in. I'd done it while I was locked up before. I don't know if you guys remember the story or if I even told it. I'm sure I did, but there was a time when I was at MDC Los Angeles. That's like the federal jail for for LA. It's a detention center, but it's like, if you catch a Fed case, you usually go to MDC LA. Sometimes you go to San Bernardino County Jail, which is where I was if they're out of room at MDC LA, or if you throw an apple on the floor like I did. And I was at MDCLA, and cocaine came in one time. Now I had a syringe, and I was on like a full blown heroin run in at MDCLA, and some cocaine came in, and my cellie was a tweaker. His name was Mike, and Mike, when I got the cocaine, I was, right when I got it, I was like salivating, like, oh, I gotta shoot this cocaine. And Mike was like, can I try that? And I'm like, have you ever shot coke before? He's like, no, man, but I shoot tons of meth and hang out at porn shops. I was like, oh yeah, that checks out. Well, cocaine's a little different. It's not as perverted as crystal meth because you're like on the verge of death every time you do it. Like I've done it while having sex, and I've almost had a heart attack. I remember when I first met Karina, she wanted to do some Molly. It's like probably like 3 in the morning or something. We were at a motel in Santa Barbara, and I remember my buddy brought some coke over. We asked him for Molly, and he brought coke over, and I was like, fuck. And I was shooting Suboxone at the time, so I remember just taking out a syringe and slamming coke in front of Karina when we first started dating, and it didn't phase her. Red flag, red flag. The point of that little backstory, I don't know. But when I was at MDCLA, it came in, and on the street. So you inject it, as I explained in the other video. Right when you push the plunger down, it hits you like that. Some people hear helicopters. Remember that guy from Police Academy that could make like all the weird noises, like. I wonder what it sounds like in his head when he shoots coke. Like, I don't know, you'd have to see Police Academy. Underrated movie, really. It's a fucking classic. My dad's workout partner like directed that. That's like who he works out with. It's like, yeah, he directed Police Academy and Look Who's Talking. Both fine 90s films, or maybe late 80s. I think late 80s, but you shoot coke, it lasts for about 5 minutes. You start sweating. It's a mark of success is if you vomit. That's always like, you so shot that, my boy. Grand shot of cocaine. Nobody talks like that. You think there's proper motherfuckers in like England that shoot coke and like drink tea? Like, hell of a ringer, Thomas. Hell of a ringer. Some fine cocaine you've given me. Let's go sniff some panties. You need to get off drugs, Bob. Oh, certainly, certainly. So, a time in MDCLA, so I had this coke and I was shooting it, and my cellie was a tweaker and he wanted to do some. He'd never done it before, and I was like trying to warn him. I said, now listen, when you shoot crystal meth, the static electricity surges through your hair, like goes all the way down to your, sorry guys, just to be graphic, it tickles your balls, and sometimes there's pre-cum involved. It's just the ugly truth about crystal meth addiction, especially back when it was crank. But with cocaine, it's not like that. You get that very scary ringer, you vomit, sweat profusely. It's different than shooting meth. And I try to tell Mike that. I'm making him a shot. Now, how much cocaine do you have to shoot when you shoot it? I'm not telling anyone to shoot cocaine, but, my rule of thumb had always been more, Can you just put a little more, dude? Just a little, come on, bro. I'm not going to feel that. And tends to be a very common move by drug addicts, right out of the junkie playbook. So I'm making this cocaine for Mike. He goes, that's not enough, bro. I'm not even going to feel that. Oh, all of a sudden you got some coke and now you're high class. You going to go to a Moby concert? Piece of shit. And I'm like, all right, dude. So I put more in. Dangerous amount. I tell him that. I'm like, Mike, this is much, much too dangerous. He's like, yeah, dude, I've been shooting meth since, since like in the 90s, bro. You weren't even like, dude, I've been doing drugs longer than you fucking hang. I'm like, okay, cool. So we put it in this little bottle cap. Try it. Now, this is a milky, fat shot of coke. You know, that even like, me, I'm always been one of those drug addicts. And I hate to say it, and it's amazing that I'm still alive, and it makes me believe in God, honestly. I mean, that and the fact that I get to see my little boy is beautiful, and I'm a J cat that's had many, many lives, and I'm shocked that I'm still alive. There has to be a purpose. That's how I've coped with that. Well, I'm not dead yet. There has to be a higher purpose. And what was I talking about? Why am I talking about God? I mean, I was a devout atheist for a long time. I'm not now. And Paul's death did that for me. I reached a new level of depravity, and I was like, I needed something more, some purpose. And I don't go to church or anything. It's nothing like that. But I'm grateful to a power greater than myself that I'm still living. And especially the miracle of being able to be with my son, because that's a gift from the gods, I don't know what that has to do with shooting coke. Anyway, I don't know. It does, though, somehow. So I do my shot, and I get a ringer. I'm like, and he's like, wow, that looks fun. All right, my turn. So he, washes out the water. I'm like, I've Hep C. He's like, I don't even care. I just want to get loaded. And it's pretty common. Okay. And so he does it, right? And it hits him. He's like, oh, dude, I'm having a heart attack. Oh my, I'm having a heart attack. Dude, I swear to God. I'm like, if you're talking, you're not having a heart attack. You're okay. Just breathe, man. You don't, I'm going to go tell the cop because I'm having a heart attack. I'm out of here. I'm like, don't do that. He's like, and he takes off and tells the cop. I'm like, what the fuck? And I flushed my coke. So that was the first time. And then he came back, and the cop was like, the cop's like, Ryan, do you have cocaine in here? And I was like, no. And I'm like sweating profusely, and there's like my arms bleeding. I'm like, dude, it's a little offensive to profile me like that. I'm just gonna be honest, Phil. Not cool. And he's like, okay, sorry, I'm a cop. He like went away. Okay, so that was the first time. So now I'm in San Bernardino County Jail. I have an ounce of cocaine. That is ridiculous for jail. It became like a disco, ballet. It was in. Cocaine makes me incredibly paranoid. And my whole theory with that is that I've reached a level of psychosis with cocaine. I talk about it a lot on Wasting Talent. Everyone's like, so how much of that book is true? I'm like, yeah, about 80%. Well, what's not true? Well, I never got in a shootout. That's not true. I don't know how to play the guitar. Well, I do know how to play the guitar, but I'm not like a guitar prodigy like Damien. It's just supposed to be a joke. Like, yeah, bro, I'm a rock star. And, it's like self-deprecating, but, I don't know. People didn't understand. One thing that is true, though, about Wasting Talent is the weird coke idiosyncrasies that I would get. I used to be on the phone with my ex-girlfriend when we had a long-distance relationship, and I would be so coked out that I would listen to her breathing patterns, and I'd like, in my coked out psychosis, I'd hear, and I'd like listen to the breathing patterns, and I'd be like, hey babe, I got a call coming in. Can you hold on a second? She's like, okay. And I'd put it on mute and listen. And then I'd click off mute. I'd be like, you're masturbating, you fucking bitch. And she's like, whoa, man, lay off the blow, and weird stuff like that. Or the part in Wasting Talent where I was convinced that she was, masturbating to hot tan dudes. I said good looking tan dudes, I think, but I meant hot tan dudes. And what I had done is I had taken her makeup, her compact makeup mirrors, and I'd triangulated them in a way in a motel room where one reflection, like it like zigzagged, it's like in a triangle, right? So it's like one reflection would hit here, one here, and then I like had one on a book that and I could like see the bed, and I like swore I saw her fingering herself and I looked at the TV. A flurry of hot tan dudes. I was like, hey, what the fuck? I probably like broke a lamp or something. I was like, ah. She's like, are you insecure? I'm like, no. I know you're masturbating though, you piece of shit. I hate you. If you're watching this, hey. Usually when a guy's got a little pee-pee, he acts like that. Gets even worse when you've been to prison, because then you're really paranoid all the time. Is like your friends that you like play chess with every day, like totally casual, like, oh hey Hank, can't believe he got me in 4 moves again. It's a chess whiz right there. And then Hank brutally butchers you when you owe like a bag of coffee to the store guy, Yeah. So, try coming out of prison if you already have, inherent insecurity, jealousy, controlling issues. And, I'm finally to the point after years and years of like just being the most controlling. I'd be like, you're wearing red? Do you know what red means? That you want anal sex? How could you do this to us? It's like, dude, we've been dating for like 8 days. So and I was like that for a long, long time. So okay, so now I have this ounce of cocaine, right? I'm in San Bernardino County Jail. I'm the repa. And I got Mountain Man. He's cool. Mountain Man's cool. Yeah, he's like still barefoot. He's like making squirrel traps like underneath bunks. I'm like, yeah, do your thing. I got Lampshade who fucks mattresses. I got the old black guy he's not on our team, but he's like hitting on Lampshade. Whatever, man. No, that's country. It's a very good mattress here. Oh, has anyone ever told you that you have eyes just like Pierce Bronson? Man, you smell just like the great state of Florida. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, that's normal. Okay. And then I had this kid that came in that shit the bed and then tried to lie about it, but we sent the trail out, And then I got this guy, his name was Chris. Yeah, let's just say that's what his name was. I don't know. That might have actually been his real name. Who gives a fuck? Because he was a scumbag. And this is the guy where we had done a roll call, and we had found out that he was in there. Well, no. He wasn't there for domestic, but he had been busted for child abuse before. And what he had done is he got wasted and he peed on his like wife's kid. Like it was a kid from a different marriage. It was like a baby. And he peed on the kid while the kid was sleeping because he was mad at the mom. And the kid like woke up and got like this guy's urine all over him. And I really don't like violence. I really, really don't. I don't think it's cool. Well, I'll fight. Yep, I will fight. And because I'm a midget, I usually hit first. Sometimes I wear a ski mask and just go up and dope fiend someone. That tends to be like my move, right? Always hit first. I learned that a long, long time ago. It's like if you don't hit first, you're fucked. If you're a small guy, you're fucked. Your bomb personality ain't saving you from that. So there's this guy, and we had to remove him. Well, hey, Leone, remove him. Okay. And then the coke hits right around the same time. So now, okay. So we're already planning on doing this. And listen, I don't think that child molesters, rapists get enough time. They don't. Mm-mm. There's like you'll read about some guy that, forced oral sex on someone under 14, right? That's a charge. It's like, I forget what the name of the charge is, but there's a whole list of like these just scumbag charges. He got 16 with half time. They consider, how is the fuck is that a nonviolent crime when you are preying on a child sexually? That's a violent crime through and through, and that's one of the problems. We got these fucking draconian drug laws that need to be liberalized. They need to just legalize all drugs and use the resources to go after child predators and violent criminals that deserve to be locked up, but they would never do that because it's about oppressing the poor and it's about oppressing minorities. That's it. And then and then there's like me, like the junkie with the shark tattoo. Rawr, busted. Shower shark, bitch. So we had to remove them because these guys do not get punished enough. For child molesters, child abuse, child endangerment, all that shit. It's icky, you know? And if the law is not going to hold them accountable, that's when the one and only time where I'm like, okay, let's get violent with that guy. Let's fucking rock him, because he deserves it, you know? Pick on someone your own size kind of thing. Well, now I have the cocaine, and at first I'm very low key. I'm like making a tent, like, yo, dude, stand point. If the cop comes, say channel check, because that's channel check means, that you don't like what's on TV. Typically it's like the Pice is wanting to watch Telemundo, and we're like channel check. No, that's just I made that scenario up. Actually, it was very and it was like a good system there. They had it written down on the wall in pencil. And, one day was the Pisces TV, next day was the Southsiders, then the Blacks, others white. Everybody got their own TV day, and it kind of rotated. We also took turns on which races we're going to clean. It was actually like there was a lot of diplomacy there. But channel check was our little code word if like a cop was walking. Yo, channel check. I'm like shooting coke in my neck. I'm like, oh, hey, officer. No. Oh, the tent blanket thing. It's a sex thing. Yeah, just keep on moving, man. We're doing some freaky ass shit in here. Oh, we're not allowed to do that either. Okay. Hey, take the blanket down. And then, of course, by this point, we've already hidden all the drugs and everything. So, shooting cocaine, I get sloppier and sloppier. I get more and more paranoid because of what I was saying before, but I think I got sidetracked. My firm opinion on this is that once you hit a certain level of cocaine psychosis, right? The thinking your girl's masturbating because of her breathing patterns, or, oh, here's a bad one. I used to think that I could listen to her sleep, and if she said some like Hank, I'd be like, Hank, what the fuck? Nah, I never hit her, but I'd wake her up and be like, well, who the fuck is Hank, you psycho? And I'd be the first to admit I was very verbally abusive, all because I was insecure. Nothing to do with the girls, but I was such a piece of shit. One of my big regrets in life is how verbally abusive I had been. And it just took a long, long time to become comfortable, like where I'm like, I love myself, it's cliche, but those positive affirmations, when you're complimenting yourself and making yourself feel better about yourself, you're not going to spew out venomous insecurities and hatred and mean shit to people. That's just a symptom of being insecure. If you're verbally abusive, you're insecure. You're like, I suck at life. Oh, you're fat. That's that kind of shit, right? Okay, so now I'm shooting coke, and once you reach that psychosis, now every time I do it, I'm transported back into meth psychosis. So that's where I'm at, and I know this removal has to come in. So now during this time, 3 new white guys come in, and usually when new white guys come in, since our numbers are so low, as a rep, you're like, thank God, but it can go the other way too, and this was that situation. So these 3 guys come in. They honestly look like old chomos. The grandpa from Family Guy. Oh, what? Can I do it? Oh, Chris, come over here and lick this lollipop. That guy? Did I do that right? I don't know. I haven't seen that for a long time. And when I used to eat fluff sandwiches with marshmallow and peanut butter and just get stoned and watch that. It was the best. Family Guy is really funny. Can be. But these guys look like three elderly chomo bikers, like straight off Megan's Law, but they look like bikers. So they're like biker chomos. Megan's Outlaws. That's what we'll call them. That's their chomo biker gang. Megan's Outlaws. You know, I watched that dude Ryan Leone's YouTube. Making fun of Megan's Law is so fucking disgusting. I'm gonna press dislike. Fuck that fool. Hello? Yeah, shut up. And these guys were like the lamest, and they weren't chomos. We checked their paperwork. They were in there for just some, I don't even remember. It was like, you know, typical shit. Possession of meth with possession of meth with intent to possess meth, you know, shit like that. They are the lamest guys ever. And you're like, oh, fuck, why does it have to be these elderly chomo looking guys? We already look so fucking weird. The leader and with the broken ribs, who's shooting cocaine now, like openly, like no more tent. And now I'm like just in my whitey tighties, like fucking looking for veins in my leg and like blood's everywhere. And we got the elderly chomos, we got Lampshade humping the mattress. Doug, my friend, he was cool. And then we got the dope fiend kid, and then we have Chris, who we know we're gonna remove. And you know, he's like, "Hey man, do you have a chili ramen?" I'm like, "No." It's like, "But you have like a big like box full of store." I'm like, "Yeah, dude. No, I can't. My ribs hurt." Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't know. Yeah. So that's why I can't give it to you. So these old the Megan's Outlaws. Oh my God, they were the lamest guys ever. And it's like the kind of thing where you're like, God, if a riot pops off, I'm probably just going to run black and just start smashing out the white dudes and be like, fuck, dude, you guys look like chumos. Fuck them. What's up, fool? I'm Ryan. I'm black now. Okay. What up? I don't know. I hate white people. Me too. Let's play chess. Thought you never ask. You know, shit like that. There's a lot of racism in prison, not just on the white side, on the black side, Max. Everyone's just racist. We've talked about that. I think it's by design. But you know, like I forget what his name was, but he was so annoying. He's like, yeah, no. I've done oodles of prison time. I doubt that if you say that. If you say oodles of prison time, you've probably never been to prison. Oodles, motherfucker, oodles. And he's like, yeah, I mean, that was back in, what, 78, 79, putting in work left and right, oh boy. You want to see some of my ink? I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, got some political shit back when I was running around Quentin back in 79. Fucking just destroying all the blacks and queers. You know what I'm talking about? Check out this political ink I got. The guy looks like the grandpa from Family Guy, and he rolls up his pant leg. I swear this is true too. He rolls up his pant leg, and he's got this little pick and poke. So it's like this little shitty, like smeared tattoo of a yin yang symbol. I was like, he's like, yeah, took like 16 or 17 hours. I got the pattern back home. Old lady's got it if you want it. I'm like, well, what the fuck? What do you mean you got that putting in work? Where you at some, monk prison? What the yin yang? That's not political work. Where's the peckerwood? Where's this? Where's that kind of shit? Where's the swastika? Where's the Iron Cross? Yin yang, get the fuck out of here, dude. Let me see your paperwork again. Yeah, you know what? Fuck, you give me 30 right now, bro. Oh. And then like I'd hear him go up to him, he'd be like, I don't know, I've had better reps than this guy. I don't know how he got elected. Probably knew somebody. Son of a bitch. Like, Jesus Christ. So, okay. So, like, I'm just trying to illustrate, like, what kind of people I had. So, like, Doug and Mountain Man were, like, the only solid guys I had. And, Mountain Man was, like, you know, skinning beavers and, like, making beanies for paisas and shit. I don't know. He's doing weird shit. No, he would, like, sew and he'd be like, dude, look at this arrowhead sculpture. I made it out of a chunk of concrete. Took me 7 years. I'm like, dude, you've been here for 4 days. What do you mean? I'm tired. And he like go to sleep. I'm like, dude, okay, wow. And like this shit would be weird without the cocaine, right? But when you start shooting blow, it's just like when you smoke pot in prison. This would happen to me all the time. Okay, first of all, when you're locked up, you're with people that you would never hang out with. I would never hang out with fucking Lampshade. Like, yo, Lampshade, what up, man? It's Ryan. How are you? Oh, I'm good. Considering another slab. Yeah. Hey man, I just wanted to know if you wanted to come over. I'm gonna go look for a new convertible. Just thinking it might be cool to be seen with you. Maybe we could hit like, State Street or something. Bump some Chronic 2001. A classic. Sure, I'll be there soon. Yeah, right. I never hang out with this fucking dude, right? And then you smoke pot. Did I smoke pot here? I did. Yeah, at some points. That's later. I did every drug at this place. Place was flooded, but you'd smoke pot with people and you hang out with them every day, and it's people you would normally hang out with, and you don't notice it because in your mind you just kind of justify. You're like, oh, this guy's cool. You hang out with people. I remember there's this guy, we'll get to him later, but he would tell me, he'd be like, yeah, brother, when I find a hot bitch out there, you know what I do? I impregnate that bitch. No, I do that. Guaranteed pussy. That's why I have 7 baby mamas. I'm like, damn, dude, you're a good dude. He's like, oh, spoiled in the pussy, homie. Spoiled. I'm like, ugh, dude, like, God, I hate mother. Look, I'll tell you one thing, that I hate even more than snitches, someone that walks out on their kid. That's some punk ass shit. I've known a lot of single moms. My parents have been together 40 years, but I've seen what it does I've had friends a lot of friends whose fathers had walked out on them. My ex-wife's punk ass ex had just left this kid. And, sorry to deviate so much, but it's just what the fuck mood I'm in. But, lately, like I've been really showering my own kid with love and affection. And when I was married, I was an alcoholic and I had a temper, and I was mean, to the kid and to her. I can say that honestly because it really eats me up that I was like that. On top of that, that kid just wanted to be loved, you know. But in my like psycho jealous state, like he represented an ex, you know. So just off the top, there was a bias there, and you know, he just he just needed to be loved. And the point is like every day that I'm showering Nico with love, I feel really guilty about that. It's just because I'm growing into a much better person. I've blossomed and I'm getting morals, and that's just what happens. When you get healthy again. And I've said it before, even though my ex's stepmom was like, I was like, yeah, when I make it, it's not if, it's like I'm just making shit happen right now. But a lot of good stuff's been happening. I said, when I make it, I'm gonna take care of him. I'm gonna break him off something decent. Um, and she's like, you'll never have anything. It's like, well, I mean, you wonder why your daughter's so fucked up. It's like, I'm trying to help this person out. And sorry that I got so sidetracked, but it's just really been bothering me. And I know I talk like a lot of shit about her and her family and stuff, but the kid, he's just an innocent victim in the whole thing. And there's a lot of guilt there, but it's healthy to acknowledge that and to make plans to make it right. So I'm getting weirder and weirder at this place shooting blow. Just weirder and weirder, you know? I'm just like, I mean, it just gets that way, you know, especially with an ounce. And I'm like giving it away to people, you know, for like nothing. They're like, dude, how much for a line, bro? Please, brother, please, please, please let me get a line. I'm like, dude, give me the flavoring for your shrimp ramen. They're like, oh, dude, I only have one. I'm like, shut up. What the fuck? I'm giving you a line for the flavoring pack. So the flavoring pack, you can, you can do a lot. Do some cool cooking with that. So I'm playing Santa Claus with this shit. You know, I'm giving it out left and right. And knowing that I got to put this work in and trying to figure out who's going to do it. I got broken ribs. What am I going to do? It's got to be someone. Mountain Man's cool. Solid. The solid guy. I hope you watch this, Mountain Man. Hit me up. Um, but this would have taken. He was like the biggest, he was like the biggest dude there, and he was all blasted, with tattoos, which doesn't mean anything. You can be a fucking complete lame with a paint job. Tattoos don't, you always hear people, oh no, he's cool, bro. Tattoos, all that. It's like that makes someone cool. The fuck? There's so many weenies that are blasted in tattoos. Dude, check out my tribal. Yeah, it represents struggle and barbed wire. At one time though, yeah. And the friends like, yeah. Shit's fucking hard, bro. The more that I shoot cocaine, the more apprehensive I get about it because I start running the scenarios in my mind of what happened. What happens if I get caught? First of all, this is the problem when you're repping a unit or a prison or anything. When you make a call and you get someone fucked up, and for what he did to pee on a kid, I like, that wasn't just like, yeah, just slap him a few times, call him a punk, and let's get, no, fuck that, not that dude to get taken out on a gurney, but there's consequential implications with that, it's what if the guy dies and I called the shot? I conspired to commit murder. What if he almost dies? Conspiracy to attempt murder. What if he gets hurt very badly, assault, whatever. Anything that I'm basically liable because what they would do is they would come in and they'd ask everyone, and Lampshade would just be like, well, that guy, like, I don't know. Yeah, they say he's the rep or something. I don't know. I just want to get back to my mattress. I don't give a fuck about any of you guys. You guys are all cops. I don't like you. I want my slab back. Can I have it? It's like, so there's a good chance that, if it goes down, I get caught. It's just the reality of it. And like, it's definitely one of those people that thinks now, just like, consequences later type of thing. Always like that, you know? I've always been like that. Oh, you're not on birth control? I'm just gonna come inside you. Huh, hopefully you won't get pregnant. Do it. And I'm like, oh my God. I think I got Ashley pregnant. They're like, how do you know? I'm like, dude, I fucking nutted in her raw dog. They're like, why would you do that? I'm like, because I'm impulsive. Some really good coffee. Karina makes some good coffee. So the more coke that I shoot, the weirder and weirder I'm getting. And, the Megan Outlaws, they're weird, They're super weird. They're like, hey, shot caller? Hey, come here. Can you not call me that? Thanks. What's up? Well, me and a couple of the guys. Now, it's just an idea now. It's in our head. But here's out. I think you'll think it's fun. And I think it's something we should probably consider as a woodpile. We're thinking about making some goodies. Are you following? What do you mean goodies? Like, I don't know. We could mix, like a cookie with the honey bun, maybe put some peanut butter on it. We can make a whole bunch of different goodies and we can have a bake sale. Now, all the proceeds will go for the woodpile. Where do you think we are? What do you think we're gonna go on some fucking field trip, dude? With the money that you raised from a Peckerwood bake? What the fuck is wrong with you? No, go away. Okay, okay, I was just trying to help. And then like I'd see him go. He said no. I'm just like, dude, get me out. What the fuck, man? I'm finally repping a unit. This is these guys. Jeez, I just can't catch a break, can I? And Karina started getting suspicious that I was on coke. Yeah, she was okay. So now it's getting closer to Nico being born, and I'm sure there's people like, what a piece of shit. She was pregnant. He's in jail because he's just an idiot because he's always in jail. And then here he is and he's shooting cocaine while she's pregnant. What a fucking selfish person. No shit. It's called drug addiction. You ever meet you don't meet drug addicts that are getting, the Nobel Peace Prize and shit, it's not, you don't, there's no selflessness in addiction. It is not a team sport. That is for sure. It is not a team sport. I don't care. Like, oh, you don't understand, dude. My bitch and me, she's my Bonnie dog. Yeah. Okay. Let it get down to the last shot and see how much your Bonnie she is, dog. She's going to fucking do it. She's going to do it. Go to jail while she's trying. She's going to suck a dick. It's called drug addiction. It sucks. I would take it back if I could. I really would. Fuck. Drug addiction's so lame, I mean, God, how many people do you think I've run across in my life? And then like my name comes up. Oh, did you hear about Ryan? He smokes crack now. Oh my God. No way. Yes way. I feel so bad for the parents. God. He was always kind of a fuck up, wasn't he? Yeah. Well, who cares? At least our kids are college graduates. Stupid crackhead. Oh, a law to bolster the existing draconian drug laws? Yeah, we'll vote in favor of that. Stupid drug addicts. And then they have the web of alcoholism on their, it's always the alcoholics, ooh, drug addicts, shut up. Everyone's addicted to something. So Arena starts, kind of calling me out on a recorded call. She goes, I don't know, you're sounding kind of different. I swear to God, the black guys keep looking over here, babe. I'm gonna tell him I voted Obama. Oh wait, no, honey, don't say that. Hey, I don't want you to get offended, babe, but I just want to ask you: are you shooting cocaine? What the fuck? No, honey, these calls are recorded. Of course, shooting cocaine. Why would you say that? Oh, honey, I think the big one is a bazooka. I gotta go. So she started getting suspicious. And this is the thing. It was getting closer and closer to Nico's birth, It was like every day I was calling and she's like, okay, it's like, I think he was originally slated. I think he's a music festival or concert. I think he was his original, what is it? Projected birthday or whatever, due date. Jesus. His projected due date was like March 27th. So this is when this was. This is when this happened. Because I had the blow probably about a week before he was born. And, first of all, I'm not on hard drugs anymore. Not right now. I smoke pot. I had to do that. And I'm definitely down for MDMA on holidays. It's a sex thing. And also hallucinogens I'll do here and there, but not in like a silly way. It has to be for insights and stuff. But I'm totally for it. I'm reading a really fucking. I gotta plug this book. Sorry, I know I'm all over the place. I don't really care. Let's go to the story. Fuck. This book is the shit. I'm reading this right now. How to Change Your Mind. What the New Sciences of Psychedelics teaches is about consciousness, dying, addiction, depression, and transcendence by Michael Pollan. This book is the shit. Links in the bio. No, it's not in the bio, but I'm reading this right now and it's really, really good. It's fascinating, you know, how they're starting to use psychedelics for myriad purposes. It's a really exciting time because anyone that's had any sort of epiphany on psychedelics knows that can be very helpful to your life. Not in like a weird, like, oh, dude, I'm on shrooms. Everything's so wavy. Fuck. I've always wanted a French kiss you, Rob. What? Oh, fuck it. I'm so high. Not like that, you know? It more like you can really get some profound insights. You know, I'm off those hard drugs. But back then, well, even now, you know, I am around cocaine quite a bit. You know, like LA people. It's like just normal. It's like espresso for a lot of them. I don't do it anymore. But back then, I could not say no to drugs, especially when I was in jail. I was already so depressed. I had broken ribs. I was getting fat. You know, I was about to miss the birth of my son. I was depressed. When an ounce of cocaine's there for like $200, I'm like, fuck it, shoot it. Let's do this. So, and I've talked to Corinne about it since plenty of times because I mean, you'll hear it goes on and on and on and on. And I just keep doing more and more drugs on that term. I was depressed and she's like, fuck, I get it. You know, she's been to jail and she's like, you know, she's only been there for a week and she's just like, dude, shit's torturous. It is, you know, when that's an appropriate time to do drugs, I think, in prison because it can be so fucking painful. So I'm doing all this, the removals, and I can't even like call the shot for the removal, but thankfully this kid, okay, so it's going to go down, it's going to be Mountain Man, and it's going to be this other guy that was there. I forget what his name was, but he was like I don't know. He looked crazier than he was, you know, just a big old swole guy, but he was always like, hey, is it true that I should shower with my underwear on so I don't get raped? Dude, you're like 6'8", 300 pounds of muscles. You're not going to get raped. He's like, well, what if I poke my ass in the air? What? Oh, no, I don't know. I'm just asking. I don't know anything about it. I'm like, oh, okay, well, let's see what's going on here. That was the other guy that was going to smash this dude out. And that was the call, like fucking full brutality, take no prisoners. And the more coke that I got, I was like, yeah, take his left sneaker off too. It's an old Aztec message. They'll think that the Southerners did it. You know, that's like what weirdo shit I was on. Okay, so this is what happened. So this other guy comes in. Forget what his name was, but he was on his way to state prison, and he was like a solid motherfucker. This is why I wouldn't let the black guy sit on the top bunk, because someone like this comes in, and he was like a straight up convict. You know, he had like a pack of Marlboros rolled in his sleeve. No, he didn't. But if it was the 50s, for sure, that's this guy. Take a comb out. He's like, yo, what's up, man? Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Been down about 4 days. Oh, man. This is a hell of a joint right here. I'm prepared to do whatever I got to do. I don't know where that voice comes from. But anyway, so this guy was like dependable because he'd been to prison and he'd put in work, and he's just like kind of the kind of guy who was like, yep, I'll raise my hand. Fuck it. Who needs to get beat up? I'm down. Fighting with my girlfriend, I'll fuck him up. I was like, oh, well, this is a no-brainer. We don't even need this guy's with the business. He'll fucking take care of it. And I was so yayed out that it was like meant to be. So this guy comes in, and you know, he was cool. You know, I mean, I gave him coffee, I gave him everything, gave him the kitty that I had made, all that stuff. I tell him what the deal is, and I'm like, okay, so we're gonna hit this dude because this guy peed on his baby, and I swear, I'm in the middle of explaining this to the guy. He's like, what? Which guy? I'm like, that guy right there. He's like, oh, what the fuck? And he just goes up to him and he just takes off on him. Hey, what's up? And just starts beating the fuck out of him. And I'm just in bed. I'm like eating Doritos. I'm like licking my finger. Oh, damn, don't look, guys. And like the yin yang fucking mega outlaw guy's like, whoa, Reminds me when I was in Shawshank back in 1967. I'm like, that's not even a real play. Oh, fuck. Rawr. I'm like, no, that's pirate. That's not convict. Rawr. But yeah, these other guys, like, they never been to jail, so they're like watching it. And this guy is just, he's going crazy. He's like doing like WWF moves. He's like stomping on his head. He like climbs up on a fucking bunk. He like does the, jumps down and just fucking, this guy just got fucked off, right? Blood everywhere. I mean, he stomped on it 30 times. And I was like, yo, you're good, man. And like, this guy is so savage, he drags his like, and this guy, I mean, he beat him up bad. He was like stomping on him over and over and over again. We were supposed to plan the thing, and I'm all coked out, and I'm just trying to I'm like, yeah, so, you know, and of course I get all animated. I'm like, okay, so like blowing fucking, you know, balloon animals. All right, so we're going to attack like a zebra. Like, throw it at him. No, but I just had to tell him. I was like, yeah, this guy peed on this baby. He's like, what guy? I was like, that guy. He's like, what the fuck? And just cracked him, right? And beat the fuck out of him. Then he drags his bloody, and it was about to be mail call, probably. And that's why you plan these things, right? But I really lucked out because they're like, this guy just drags his body. Okay, so the way that it works there is there's like this walkway, you know, with bars. The cops walk. In every jail in the country, you know, cops walk every hour, right? And that's just by law. Like, every hour they walk, and they're like, you guys still alive? All right. Nope. You know, I'm probably just sitting there thinking about some racially charged crime they're going to commit when they're off duty after work. But anyway, so this guy drags him like to the bar area, and he just is like, he's like, don't even trip, homeboy. I fucking got this. And we're like, and the guy that he beat up is so like his mouth. You know, when you get really beat up, when you have like teeth missing, blood comes up very syrupy, and it was like, you know, rolling down his chin. Seems like mouth blood just can be like really thick and syrupy like that, you know, like really it looks a lot like it does in the movies. I always thought like real like violent stuff in real life looks fake. Like when you watch one of those horror movies where someone gets stabbed and like blood like squirts out of them, that's what it really looks like. And like people are like, that looks so fake. That's not what that is not true. It looks like that because you're hitting arteries and it like squirts. And like this guy had stomped on his face and head so many times. I mean, he was just leaking, and he's sitting there like after the guy had dragged him by the bars, and he's just kind of like propping him up. He's like patting his hair. He's like, yeah, you fucking chomo. Ooh, 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 ooh. Hey, remember, my name is Z-Dog, or whatever the fuck his name was. And then the cop walks to do mail call, right? And I was always getting mail. Karina was always sending me pictures, and like my parents would get me books and stuff sent in from Amazon. And the cop walks by, and he's like, and he looks, and he just sees this guy. Now this guy's propped up, Z-Dog or whatever. I'm just making that name up. I forget what his name was, but that guy's holding him up. I think his name was like Speedy or something. I don't remember. And he's like holding him up, and the cop's just like, whoa, what the fuck? And he like presses a button. These cops come in riot gear, right? Now I have all this coke, mind you, track marks everywhere. There's like line track marks going down my entire arm, right? It's just, you know, in cocaine has this weird thing where it bruises you when you shoot it. You know, so it has like that same look of spoiled fruit. And I'm just like, oh, I'm just like ram this fucking little bag up my asshole. And I'm just like, and I look so drugged out, and I'm just like, and the cops are like, what went on here? And the solid white guy's like, he's a child molester. He pissed on a baby. I did it. I don't give a fuck. He didn't really rip his shirt, but it was like, you know, he was like all like in rage. He looked like he had roid rage or something. So the cops, you know, they're like in their little riot gear and shit. And they like, there was no investigation needed. They didn't have to ask anybody. I didn't get in trouble for being the rep because this psychopath just beat the fuck out of him and then took credit for him. And he's like, all right. He like puts his hand behind his back. All right, Leone, stay down, Wood. It's So like, looks like he's listening to music or something. He's just all off in his. He's probably, Tupac hit him up. Is like looping in his mind, and so he leaves. Right. So I was so relieved that it happened because yo, I forget what the other tank was called, but I'm like, yo, we handled that, guys. Oh, all right. Need anything? We got some state Kool-Aid. And it's like the free shit that they give you. Oh, no. I'm good. What flavor? Grape. I knew it was going to be grape. Fucking cheap ass motherfucker. No, dog. We got plenty of grape over here. Oh, all right. Hey, love and respect, dog. All right. Huh. Took care of that removal. No problem. So now Karina, I'm still doing the blow, right? They didn't find it. They didn't search it or anything. I mean, they just came in and basically took this guy. So Karina, it's past the due date now, right? And I'm doing cocaine hard. I know I'm not sleeping. It's like been like days, and I'm just, I'm look like Jack Torrance, Jack Nicholson, and The Shining. I'm like all unshaven. I'm just look weird, and the Megan's Outlaws are like, I'm a little concerned that you might not have the mental capacity to run a unit. I said it. Now shut the fuck up, dude. Oh, I told he's a hothead. I told you. He's gonna get us in trouble. He's gonna get us in some sort of riot. Okay, so they have to induce labor. So they induce labor with Karina. So I know now that it's like anytime that I call, I'm gonna have a son. And it's the feeling that when you're having your first child and you're not there against your will, it's horrible. It's like having a knife stuck in your chest. It's one of the worst things that ever happened to me. My whole life. Losing Paul was one of them. Missing Nico's birth was another one. Various times that I've hurt my parents on an emotional level, but like really hurt them, where they were like sobbing. Why are you like this? That shit hurt. Kicking methadone. I don't know if I said that. And then but this one was bad. And so kept calling and hoping that, but it took forever after that. And then I think, yeah, okay. So anyway, so I know it's coming. So I remember this very clearly. So yeah, it must have been a week after all that. Like somehow from like March 27th, when the due date was, until April 9th, Nico still hadn't been born. They induced labor somewhere in there. So I was expecting him any day. But anyway, he was born on April 9th, 2018. Sorry. He's 2 now. 2018. And so that day, I'll never forget this day. I wake up at 6:15 in the morning to some black guys being loud as fuck. Now there was about 6 black guys there. Maybe no. There was about nine black guys that were already there. 6 more came in. So a lot of times they bring groups of people in at once. That's what happened this particular morning. They brought 6 new black guys. No other races, just 6 more new black guys. Now at the time we had probably 80 Pisces, 10 Southsiders, 10 Woods. Something like that. And 10, it was predominantly Paisa, maybe 10 or under Southsiders, 10 or under whites, and now there's about 15 black guys with these new 6 guys. It was about, I think there was like 9 before they brought 6 in. Anyway, we had a 10 to 10 rule there, meaning that you go to sleep at 10 at night, you wake up at 10 in the morning, you chow somewhere in the middle, it's like 4 in the morning or something, but everybody's quiet and you respect the 10 to 10. And if people are being too loud, you say radio, and people shut the fuck up real quick. These black guys come in and they're being super loud. we all wake up to it. Now we're in this long dorm, and I just wake up because, oh man, no, typical like. I say I use this one a lot, but it's a tip. But you hear this shit a lot in prison. Black guys arguing over who has more money, Jay-Z or 50 Cent, shit like that. Oh, my dead homie Jay-Z got more money. That's 6:15 in the morning. We're not feeling this shit, right? Now, you gotta remember, I'd been up for days, and this was like the first time that I went to sleep. So I'm like waking up just like, oh, they're being so loud. Fuck. Now, Lewis, the Paisa shot caller, he comes up and he goes, hey, Leone, I'm gonna go talk to these guys. He didn't really use a nice word for them. These 6 black fellows that came in. So he goes up and, of course, the awkward smile. Hey, hi guys. We have a 10 to 10 policy, and see, everybody's sleeping. You guys are being much too loud. I ask you very respectfully, can you please be quiet for us so we can go to sleep? After 10 a.m., we open up day room. It can be loud. Black guy, oh yeah, for sure. Sorry about that, big dog. Lewis comes back. He's like, okay, they said to be quiet, but hopefully they are. You got the next time if they loud again? I said, sure. So I'm laying in bed, but 15 minutes later, I wake up again. Oh, the dead homie Jay-Z got more money. Drug Rockefeller record. What the fuck you talking about? On the dead homies. I'm just like, make eye contact with Lewis. I'm like, oh man. So I get out of bed, broken ribs, hobble over to them, and I go, hey guys, my name's Ryan Leone. I don't know, I haven't been out there for a while. You may have, I did write a little book called Wasting Talents. Could be going viral every day. No, I just introduced myself and I said, hey guys, I'm the rep for the Woods. Lewis already asked you. We have a 10 to 10. Can you guys try to keep it down? I'm like, hey, just between us, mostly Mexican cats in here, like 90%, they're not gonna, the next time is not gonna just be talk, and that's not a threat. It's a warning. This whole, they couldn't see how many Pisces there were sleeping. Oh yeah. No, my bad, big dog. What's your name? I'm Ryan. Okay, I'm Polo. One love. All right, cool. Go back to my bed now. Lewis comes up to me and he goes, hey man, some of the guys they want to crack it off right now. The yin yang dude, like, head comes out from upside down. He's like, you mean a riot? I'm like, shut up, dude. He's like, look, thinking about cracking it off. What's up? Where do you guys stand? And I'm like, yeah, these guys have been nothing but cool. The Pisces have been nothing but cool. Southsiders, the black dudes that were in there, nothing. Everybody got along. They want to go at it with these black dudes. But see, the thing is it wasn't just going to be 6 of them. It was going to be all 15 of them. That's okay. But I told Lewis, I said, look, I prefer if it doesn't have to come to that, but we'll jump if you guys jump. Oh, thank you very much. Okay. So they go back, or Lewis goes back to his bed. So I tell the Woods, I go, okay, hey, we're all in like the general vicinity, bunch of beds in a row. And I go, hey guys, listen, it's probably going to crack off right now between the blacks and Pisces. Southsiders are going to jump into, and listen, I'm going to use my discretion, but if I jump in, I need you guys to jump in too. They're like, oh my God, is this going to be like a brawl? Yep, probably. So we're probably going to be on lockdown for a long time. I'm going to go take a shower. So I told Lewis, I said, hey, can I jump in the shower? He's like, yeah, we won't move until you're out of the shower. I said, cool. So I get in the shower. I'm in this group shower. It takes me forever to get there because of my broken ribs. I go in the shower and I'm, scrubbing my ball sack, all that. You gotta get under there, So anyway, I'm watching And I see in the day room, the black guys have gone into the day room. Now it's about 7 in the morning, maybe 7:30. Mexican dudes, they're itching for a fight. I already know it's going to crack off. I'm like, fuck. Now, I never been in like a full-blown riot, you know? And this was kind of shaping up to be one. I'm like, all right. So I'm just like kind of scrubbing myself. And I see the black guys in the day room sit on the tables, like where we would eat. Like if we made like a spread or something, this is where we would eat. That was one of the big political rules. It was a big no-no. You couldn't do that. So what ends up happening is I see this literally like a school of paisas, like 6 or 7 of the hardest paisas. Kind of guys that has like one has like gold tooth. They're wearing like, you know, ornate cowboy hats. They're not. It's the same kind of guys that would, you know, like the cowboy boots, and they just go to bars and they fuck fools off. You know, they were actually pretty decently sized paisas. And I see them kind of going towards the day room, and I see the black guy sitting on the table, so I know it's about to crack. I'm like, holy fuck. It's actually going to happen. So I'm just kind of like watching, because there's like this little wall, but I can see everything that's going on. Then all of a sudden you hear this thunderclap, and it's a sound that I would get to. And I was in fucking 12 riots in the state system, right? And that's what a riot sounds like. This thunder, this thunderclap, and it sounds like a racquetball court, like the squeak of rubber. You know, you're hearing people yelling. I turn the shower off, I draw off a little bit, and I get in my like tighty whities and these like shower shoes, and I just run full speed with the towel like, you know, wrapped around my waist, and it falls off. So I just run like this fucking Peckerwood Mighty Mouse superhero, and I just run into the day room. Now I see they're all fighting. It's brutal. It is a brutal fight. It's probably about 6 black dudes, but there's like 4 that run. So now there's about 10 black dudes. There's probably like 15 paisas, and they don't send all the paisas in at once, because then it gets too out of control. It's strategic. They send like one wave, tire them out, then a whole nother wave comes in. And I'm looking, and some of the paisas are getting their asses handed to them. Like some of these black dudes are big black dudes, you know, and they're just fucking them up. And I'm looking, I'm just like, and I just look like such a bitch because I'm not doing anything. But remember, I got broken rib. So I hobble in there, and I just see a black dude that's taking off on one of my friends, and I'm just like, and just sucker punch him. As soon as I do that, 3 or 4 more white dudes run to the day room. By the time they get there, they couldn't get involved. See, I got a shot in. I'm standing there, like I hit him. I didn't get hit, and then bam, I get hit right here on this side with something. I don't know what it is. No idea what it is. But it hurts, and I spit, and it's just thick blood. And I knew they hit me with something. I thought I got stabbed is what it felt like. That's not what happened. So now there's like, you know, 4 or 5 black dudes on the ground, and there's paisas stomping on their face. I look around, it's probably about 60 people now, you know, and it's spilling out into the day room. And 3 paisas jump on one black dude and just start stomping his ass out. And it's bad. I mean, you can hear his head just hitting the ground. Black dudes are just like, okay, enough, please, enough. Because they're just getting smashed. White dudes, my woods, you know, Doug's like trying to get to me, but I'm the only one that got a hit in, but I also got hit back really bad. So black dudes are begging for them to stop. Literally 60-man riot, probably lasted for 30, 40 seconds, maybe a full minute, and it just stops. Everybody's covered in blood. Everybody, it's like 60, it's like a sea of bloody convicts. Black dudes are like, okay, what the fuck? Like, dude, like, you know, and I felt really bad. Like, it had nothing to do with anything. It was just solidarity, because I had to, because these guys, it was their unit, these paisas. They ran the unit, you know? And it's like, I told them that I'd jump in, and like, you got to keep your word. And then I realized that I'd been hit with a piece of a sink. Somebody got like the metal knob from a sink, put it in a sock, and hit me with it. And I got a jawline fracture right there. Incredibly, a bunch of people had to get stitches. Cops came, and nobody went to the hole or anything, you know? They asked what happened, and people were like, nothing. And the cops are so lazy. They're just like, okay, it was a 60-man riot that ended by itself. Cops never found out about it. They didn't come in and spray, and it was fucking terrifying. I mean, when you're in the eye of the storm like that, it's hardcore. Seriously, when you're looking around and everybody's just hitting each other, and somehow these black dudes got, I think what had happened with the sync thing is that the Pisces had it, and somehow they got control of, over the weapon. And I got hit with it, and my shit was pulsating. So everybody goes back to the bed, and it was kind of awkward for a little bit with the black dudes. And especially because like I was friends with some of those guys. They were good dudes. Like I don't look at I don't divide it in race, but when something like that happens, you gotta take sides and you gotta jump in like that. And so everyone's done, and then I go up to the phone, and my jaw is killing me. I didn't even realize I had a jawline fracture until about 3 weeks later. I thought I thought it was a cavity. And they're like, "Did you get hit in the face with something?" I was like, "No." Like, you have a jawline fracture or jawline. I had a fractured. What is it? I had a little fracture in my jawline. And but anyway, I'm like holding my face. I get on the phone. I call Karina. I said, "Hey, honey." She's like, "Hey, baby, what are you doing?" I said, "Nothing. Just another day at the office. What are you doing?" And she goes, "Oh, nothing. Just hanging out with Nico." And fuck, that was a good feeling. But it was like, couldn't believe that it happened right then, when I was like in my first like major 60-man riot. But I remember just how she said it was cool. I was like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "Just hanging out with Nico." And I'll never forget that. And I could hear him. And yeah, it was a really emotional moment, and my jaw was killing me. But that's how I got on my first riot there. That's how that went down. And then the dude that peed on the kid, like he got fucked off, and I didn't even have to do anything. And of course I celebrated and did a bunch of blood. I was snorting at this point because I had to like chill out from the needle a little bit. And that was interesting because I'd just done a shot of coke right before the riot. So just imagine if you've ever shot coke and then going into a jailhouse riot like that. It was wild. But at least I had a son in the world, and I was elated. Anyone that has a kid knows that feeling. It's just, I don't know, it's a special moment. And just kind of, and that eclipsed the riot I was in. But yeah, we'll get into everything else that went down at this place in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, even fucking dislike, you bitches. No, I really appreciate you. Check out patreon.com/Ryan Leone. This month I'm giving away original one-of-a-kind signed copy or handwritten pages from the manuscript of Wasting Talent. I found the old handwritten manuscript at my parents' house. It's from Victorville, and I'm giving those to all the sponsors on Patreon. Check it out, patreon.com/Ryan Leone. The Sinister Monopoly raffle is going on July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. You can win $15,000 worth of art. Is for my Paul Narcan Project. Check out paulnarcanproject.com. Thank you guys. I'll see you next time. Palabra.